Yeah, Nick Nitro in the garage. So, in case you were wondering, last week had the Road Rangers Championship, my club championship, and I was fortunate enough to get the win. So the question now is, what did I do, or how did I pull it off? So, going into the day, mind you, there was no pre-fishing. Um, I went with the crankbait mainly because during the top six, probably a month or 2 months ago, that was the bite, the crankbait. So I started throwing it around. It was so cold in the morning, I really couldn't feel my hands. Just kept throwing and throwing and throwing until I had to put it down. And I wasn't getting any bites, that normally warms your hands up, but I just couldn't do it. So I picked up the finesse stuff and still didn't get bit. But sun came up over the hills, and made a move. Once I got in the sun, I threw the crankbait for a little bit more, and I got my first one. Nothing big, but definitely one in the well. And then kept doing it for like another 20 more minutes, but no more bites. So picked up the drop shot, had that orange crusher on, and started going to work. And I got two back to back. So I had three around 10 o'clock. Weighing was at 1. And then I noticed that the bites came off with the drop shot. The bites came off banks that I refer to as 45-degree banks. No, I'm not doing geometry out there, but basically the banks that slope down, like at this angle, is what I was fishing. And so I started running and looking for those spots, and everywhere I went, I got bit. Didn't necessarily, catch a keeper, but I got bit, and I hit enough spots, got enough bites to where I was able to round out the limit. And then with like maybe 10 minutes left, I tried another spot close to the weigh-in spot, one of the coves at El Cap, and the bank did not slope, uh, but there was a lot of grass, so I threw on the outside edge of the grass, and I don't think the bait hit the bottom or hit anything. I think once it hit the water, fish came up and got it, and that helped out because that was a 1.96. I mean, the weight I had was roughly around 5 or 6 pounds, but that limit um, definitely boosted me up enough to where I was fortunate enough to be the only one to show up with a limit, and that pushed me over the top. So that's what I did. Two things: crankbait for one fish, and then the other fish I caught, which roughly I probably caught like 15 fish on a drop shot. Um, was throwing an orange crusher. It's my favorite worm to throw on a drop shot. It just works. And I know other people may choose other colors, margarita mutilator that catches fish, ox blood, and everyone has their favorite worm. But whatever reason, that orange crusher. Plus, I put some of my scent on the bait, and not saying not saying that's the reason why I won, but it's the only one that showed up with 5 fish. So there it is. Tie lines out.